The Todd Shapiro Show, Canada Laughs, SiriusXM 168.
And now it's time for another amazing guest.
You know, in the day I used to feel bad when you put people on hold because people had long distance bills, but now it's not like that, I don't think, anymore.
Oh, let's hope not.
But I do feel bad. He's been waiting for about 10 minutes, and we appreciate his patience. Welcome to the program from Nixon, Chad Danina. How you doing, Chad?
Good, Todd. Thanks for having us on. I appreciate it.
Hey, pal, no problem. I say your last name right, correct?
Yeah, Dinana.
Oh, it's Danana. All right. You know, it's funny because I asked your team how to say it, and they put in knee. I thought it was Nana. Anyway, Chad Danana from Nixon. And I got to ask because, you know, I've been on your website, and I've worn your watches, and I started reading some stories, and I saw an article on you guys. Were you guys just like surfers and skateboarders who said, like, we want to make some good products and then make some money doing it?
Maybe half of it, right? There's two of us that started it. So there's one, myself from California, and then Andy, the co-founder, is from outside of Boston. So we get a good mix of West Coast and East Coast.
Oh, cool.
And, you know, you had a case like, yeah, I was the kid that was working in the surf shop, you know, through high school and college, and Andy was the kid that had his face down in the books. And while he liked skateboarding and snowboarding, he went to school on the East Coast, got his engineering degree, was working at GE Plastics, and interestingly enough, Jake Burton from Burton Snowboards walked in.
Whoa.
Wanted to make a snowboard binding, and they kind of looked over in the corner at the kid with the crazy dyed hair and said, "Hey, you guys should talk together.
Yeah.
You help this guy Jake and figure it out."
Cool.
So he came up through snowboarding. And I'm just a kid working in California at a surf and snowboard shop.
Well, snowboarding is the surfboarding of the mountains.
It is. Absolutely. And when you don't live by the coast, you take what you can get.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, I'm the West Coast kid. I landed a job working for Transworld Media, which is the world's largest media group for surf, skate, and snowboard media. And did a couple years there and figured out what the world really needed was a better watch.
Yeah.
And that's when I called Andy up and said, "Hey, I got this idea." And, you know, his brains and my intuition, and we put it together, and, you know, it's like peanut butter and chocolate. They're both great, but you put them together, and they're even better.
The best thing in the world. And then put that into an ice cream, it's even greater. But that's a whole aside. I just buy chocolate ice cream now and get the fresh peanut butter and put it in. I don't even get the peanut butter chocolate ice cream. I just buy the chocolate. Anyway, so you guys are like, and then you grow Nixon. Like, how? This is the thing about, because, you know, we have a lot of basically, you know, guys listening to the program. They're 25 to, you know, say 44, you know, and they're sitting there going, I want to make an extra buck. I want to go into business. I want to be entrepreneurial, and I want to grow a business. How do you know how to grow? How do you know how to grow a business into what Nixon is today?
Well, I mean, look, you can dream and you can think about what it's going to be, and you can obviously have your controls or your influences on getting it to where you want it to be. But it's not always going to be 100% the way you envisioned it. You know, some of the people who are going to jump on board, some of the successes you have, there's no way I think you can really plan for each of those to happen. So it's a lot of hard work. It's a great idea, and it's a lot of luck. And I think those are three things that anybody has access to.
That's well said. You know. Like, but the work in it is it's. I mean, you guys look like you're having fun all the time, but it is nonstop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nonstop. The space between where your work life ends and your family life or your social life picks up. It's just a gray zone. There's not a hard stop. You're constantly on because you got people all over the world who want to do things with you or are trying to do things for you. And you got to be accessible to them. And if you're not, it could be a missed opportunity.
Yeah, but at least if you have one of these sick-ass watches, you're going to be there on time. I'm on your Instagram here, man. These are some sleek watches, man. Now, let me ask you a question. Hey,
Dan co-hosts with me, by the way. He's not normally he's not a regular guy here. I'm just putting that out there, Chad.
I'm a crazy guy, all right? I'm here for one in a lifetime. I'm on your Instagram here. I'm checking it out. And is that your girlfriend? All right, no, here's a question. Okay. All right, so you got the sweet Nixon watch. Can you surf in that? Can you jump into the ocean with your Nixon watch on? Just like accidentally fall off your surfboard and just...
Premise, right?
Just Harukin uppercut a
Let him
tidal
answer-
wave.
Let him answer the question.
I'm just asking the question. Let me answer the question.
Okay, so let me paint the picture.
Yeah.
Our office is 3 blocks from the beach here in California.
Yeah.
The idea was, look, there were surf watches before.
Uh-huh.
Usually something on like a digital, maybe on a nylon band, and you'd go and surf in that
Right.
out of the water, and it would dry, and it would be all stinky and smelly.
Yeah,
And
they do get stinky.
that's not the watch that you would wear when you take out your girlfriend.
No way, man. How are you going to take your girlfriend out with a stinky watch?
Let him tell.
Right? So look, we wanted a watch that you could do all your everyday things in. You could take it in the water. Yes, we surf almost every day when the waves are good.
Sure.
Got to be able to surf in your watch. And you don't want to have to change watches to go out with your girl.
And you don't want to be halfway down a tidal wave checking, like, not being able to know what time it is. It's like, do I got to finish surfing right now? Or do I got to... I got a meeting in 10 minutes. I better go surf this wave.
You could use it for that. I tend to use it for other things. But, hey, if you want to check out when your next meeting is in the water, okay.
I'm ready to check out on my co-host right now. I got that alarm set on the Nixon just to kick him out of here. So, and part of it though, right? I would imagine this, for your sort of strategy, because they're affordable watches. It's not only that; it's like a lot of people. Let's be honest, when you're just surfing or you're coming up and you're younger and stuff, you can't afford 2 watches either, right? At first.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're not trying to be Rolex. This is not a luxury brand. The prices can be, they range from $100 to a couple $1,000, depending on what you're trying to get into. But again, the sweet spot for the brand is in the 400 to 500 Canadian. If we're talking Canadian, it's it's in that $400 to $500 range is where the sweet spot is for what people come to us for.
Hey, that like a beautiful factory you got 3 blocks from the ocean there, Chad? Can I come broadcast from there for a week?
Yeah.
That sounds...
Absolutely. Come on down. We got Mike D does his radio show nearby, Tony Hawk. Yeah, we can accommodate.
You kidding me? I would die to meet Tony Hawk. I would die. I mean, all I did was ride his boards or Lance mountain boards like 30 years ago. That would be the best thing in the world. You know those guys?
Yeah, I mean that's part of the reason for being where we're at is because those guys are in the neighborhood. So it's not like they're going out of their way when they come by to catch up on a new product or drop something off or just check in and see what we're doing.
That's amazing. Hey, how did you get the website Nixon.com in the day? Like, did you have to go and buy that off of someone? I always meant to ask you that. You figured someone would have had it, right?
So when we recognized we were going to call this Nixon, obviously the first thing we looked at was the URL. And at the time, it was pretty cool. You couldn't get it. And if you typed in Nixon.com, it actually said, hey, this is a government-protected site, password protected, you can't get in. So it was pretty mysterious. And so we took a different URL. It was Nixon Now when we started. And then as time went on, a couple years, it was probably about 10 years ago now, the URL became available. Somebody jumped on it and squatted on it.
Sheesh.
And I just called the guy up and kind of told him my story and how no one's going to pay him what he wants for it. And,
What did he want for it?
And what do you want for it, Chad?
I think, honestly, when he came to us originally, it was like between $70,000 and $100,000.
Oh, come on.
God, come on.
Right? And it's like, look, man, here's the deal. We've been running I'm going to say a successful business, and no one's flinching that the fact it's Nixon Now. There's nobody in this business that cares that it should be Nixon.com but me. And I'm the only one that values this, and I'm only going to be able to pay you this much. And so at first he was like, no, not going to happen. And then through time, he just realized, like, I was serious and it wasn't going to go anywhere. Yeah. So I knew when we kept talking about that price, when he started to ask, well, can I get like 2 watches also? And I knew I had him.
Yeah. Well, you got a sick watch there. And it's not like it's freebeer.com or something, you know?
Now, my producer, Bilal's a bit of a nerd, and we love him to death. Yeah. Everyone loves Bilal. And I know you're intrigued by something, and this is part of the reason why we booked the interview, by the way, Chad. Like, this is really for Bilal.
So you guys have Star Wars.
Bring it.
All right. So you guys have Star Wars watches, but you don't have one. You guys have multiple Star Wars watches, and like from different eras of movies and different cross sections, different versions of Stormtroopers. Basically, what I'm saying is I've spent many hours on your website, and I need Todd to get me one.
No, but how do you put a deal like that together with Star Wars? Like that to me seems like this guy who didn't get what he wanted for the website is going, well, they had more money than I thought. That's a great deal.
This was kind of interesting. I mean, actually, they had come to us for like quite a few times over the course of about a year and a half, 2 years. They'd come and say, hey, what do you think? I think this would be a great opportunity for Nixon. We could work together. And our point of view was, hey, we're not really into taking someone else's logo, slapping it on our product, and then selling it to the masses. That's not actually what we do. We're not into that. We like to put the detail into it. And the woman that was running the program, she was great. She just sat down with us and said, hey, look, I've known your brand since you guys have started. I've handled all the opportunities that we've done in licensing, and I don't need you guys just to slap our logo around. I already have a toaster that can toast Darth Vader's face onto a piece of bread. What we want to do with you guys is we want to do really cool, different stuff that's going to get us some really great attention and exposure. So look at like this Rodarte runway couture dress that's selling for $5,000 with R2-D2 all over it. We're not going to sell a lot of those, but we want those things because they're really good to help tell the story and elevate the Star Wars license. So for there, we're like, okay, well, we'll take a crack at it. And look, it's no shortage of Star Wars fans here at the office. The athletes we work with, some people are really into it. They have their own collections. A couple people have, full-size Stormtroopers or Boba Fett's at their house.
That's a lot.
Wow.
They bought a Nixon watch, a Stormtrooper watch, just for the Stormtrooper, the life-size.
And so the opportunity then to like go there, go to Lucasfilm, archives, and work in their museum, and then when you start to actually build the product, we just really had we didn't have a sense for how successful that program could be. So originally, when we were going to do it, it was going to be for we were going to do 4 different seasons. So every 4 months, we'd drop a new collection. And the response was far larger than we had anticipated. The opportunity for us to go down to Comic-Con down here in San Diego, and you're there when the movie is releasing, and I imagine Bilal's familiar with the 501.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't familiar with the 501, the 501 is a group of hardcore Star Wars fans, and in order to get in it, you have to make your own costume, and it has to be approved. Like, it has to be legit. You just can't slap a couple things together with some duct tape and think you're a Stormtrooper because you got a painted white box on your head. So having those people that are so incredibly passionate about Star Wars come over to the booth and pick up the watches and look at them, that's the time when your butt cheeks really start to clinch together tight.
Yeah.
You're waiting to see how. And people were they're so excited. The responses, the limited edition pieces that we've done, those things sell out so quickly. And I'll be honest, we got a little drunk on the success. So we just kept doing it for a while, kept going.
Good for you guys, man. Chad, I love these stories. I honestly love these stories. I love successful stories. It's like, the thing I always try to remind people in this day and age, a lot of people love to complain and they bitch and complain and they're always like talking negatively. And I'm like, no, surround yourselves around success stories and that stuff will happen to you. You learn from these people. And this is just a great, you take a watch company with a couple of guys you meet, and you put a couple different sort of personalities in the mix, and next thing you know, you're working with one of the biggest brands of all time, and you're doing it not only just watches, you're doing backpacks, you're doing belts, you're doing it all. And Chad, I want to talk to you again. I got another guest I got to bring on here in a couple of minutes, but man, I think you guys are just super cool. Nixon.com, and I mean that. I'm going to reach out to you off air to try and see, because I bring the show to California every year, and I'd love to get down to the factory, the Nixon factory, and I'd love for you to try to get me on a surfboard. I'd suck, by the way.
Hey, we got a whole plethora of surfboards here. Like I said, we'd be happy to accommodate you guys, and I appreciate you guys having interest in us. We're having fun down here.
Oh, it's such a great story. I mean, honestly, you guys are in over 80 countries, and I know a bunch of the sort of men type of boutique stores that I like down here carry your watches and skate and snowboard shops, obviously. Nixon.com, it's that easy, and they're obviously right here in Canada, too, for a lot of our listeners. So don't be discouraged. You can get it anywhere. Chad, you're a beauty. That's all I can say, and I'm so happy for all your success, and let's definitely stay in touch, okay?
Hey, Todd, sounds good. And I know we don't have time for it now, but when we come back to this, I really want to dig into the whole, you think LeBron can go to Toronto?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. No, we got to. Okay, that's a good tease. Let's get you on the phone next week. We'll talk about that stuff. I love it. That's fine. I'm fair. I'm cool with that one. Cheers, man. Okay. Chad Denena from Nixon.com.
The Todd Shapiro Show. Canada Laughs. SiriusXM 168.